to hand over an appreciation to Mr. Manish Modi.
Any questions? Anybody has any questions, I'll feel free to ask and I'll be glad to answer them.
Can you elaborate on what do you mean by empathize with them? Any example?
Any examples of empathizing with people? Well, day-to-day issues. A lot of people have day-to-day issues, both in the workplace and outside the workplace. And what you really need to do is relate to them. Okay. A lot of people have maybe some external issue. They cannot contribute well at the workplace, or they have a problem with the team members. Okay. They want to move across teams, or they might want a different job function. Typical manager says, listen, I don't want to hear all these things. The project is under fire, I don't care. Just go ahead and do it. Come back to me when the project is over. And there are lots and lots of small things which come up on a day-to-day basis, which is the art of listening. It may not be anything. It's just when you sit down in front of the fellow and person and listen to him for 2 minutes, what the person really wants is your ears. If you come up with a solution, well and good. But at least you listen to him, you empathize with him, you have the time for him.
Actually, just to supplement, quite often, the research says that quite often people don't come to you. Quite often, I like very much about that philosophy, and also I just want to supplement. Quite often people don't come, research says that people don't expect you to solve the problem the moment they come to your room, and all. If you are a manager, it's not always the expectation. Most of the time, the other party doesn't have even a time to listen to them. So more than 50% of the time, they want someone actually to first to listen. They sound it to someone and they want to listen. That itself is a great healing. So that's also a part of empathy.
Absolutely. Just listening. Listening is itself, and at least what I do is, if anybody wants to meet me at any given point of time without appointment, I would always say, please come on over. If not now, if I'm busy, maybe after half an hour, maybe after 1 hour. Maximum at the end of the day. Or the next day, but not later than the next day. And I would ask them, is it very urgent? Because obviously when somebody is calling you or request for a meeting, there has to be a purpose to that. So listen, I'm very, very busy, I've got this to do. Is it very urgent? Can it wait till the evening? If not, please come in 15 minutes or half an hour. If it can wait till evening, fine, fair enough. That itself, that, the CEO or, the manager who has listened to me, he's got the time to listen to me. Or even to take my call. Now that really is empathy. As you said, whether you solve the problem or not, that's a different thing. That's a later thing. You may not be able to solve all the problems, but at least you heard him out, you made a note of it. As and when something happens, just 1 minute, I'll just share with you one example which I have on this listening piece. We had a lady on the switchboard at the telephone exchange, very, very good at her job, and one fine day she quit. And she said, I put in my papers, and I had a policy that every single person who joins the company, I need to meet them before they join. Every single person who quits, I need to meet them. And I did that for 15 years. So even at a staff strength of 1500 employees, I knew every single of those 1500 employees by first name basis, because I had met them before they joined the company. So when this lady wanted to quit, and she said, why do you want to quit? And I said, well, I'm bored of this job. I'm on the switchboard, I'm saying hello, and I'm just transferring calls, and I can do something better. I said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be an HR manager. And I said, you want to be an HR manager, but you don't have any background in HR. But you have people skills. So why don't we do one thing? We'll put you in admin for a while. We'll send you to a course on HR. We'll do a part-time course in NMIMS. If you come first in the class, I'll pay for it, 100%. If you pass the course, you get a certificate, you'll pay 50%. If you fail, it's on you. Okay, she did the course. She came first in the class. We transferred to HR. And over a period of 4 or 5 years, she did very, very well in datamatics. One fine day, she said, boss, I've got twice the salary offer, but I'm not taking it because I really enjoy myself. So very good. It's up to you, choice is yours, but I can't give you twice the salary. 1 year later, she got thrice the salary. She went to 3G, she was the head of HR over there. Now she just called me last week and she's the appointed as the vice president HR in one of the leading overseas banks. Now see, this is when you empathize with people and listen to them, when you let them do what they would like to do, if at all they have the the potential and the passion. Now, who could have imagined a girl sitting on the switchboard within a period of 7 or 8 years becomes a vice president HR in a foreign bank? Just one example. Okay, thank you.
So we actually spoke about what went wrong. What went right, I will not even ask you, I will just share with you. That is the cell phone. I mean, we didn't hear a single cell phone ringing. So I come to know that this is an extremely mature conference hopping audience. So the first thing they come up in the morning and put off the cell phone. So I didn't have to announce, that please put your cell phone on. Back the communication aspect, one fine day I got an SMS from my niece. She's just 5 years old. So she's in the US, and there is an SMS which says SOW space IEE Arushi. So I said, okay, SOWIEE. So I am typically on the laptop most of the time. So SOW is statement of work. IEE is IEEE. So it's some standard. What is this Arushi doing with it? She's just 5 years old. So then I called her mom up and I said, I think you typed something and it is Arushi down here. So then I come to know that SOWIEE is not statement of work IEEE. It is SORRY, which is SORRYY. Sorry. So actually sorry now is SOWIEE. I mean, it is no longer SORRY. So which means that communication actually has become faster, but the interpretation of communication has become extremely challenging. So there is an entirely new lingo that I need to go back and learn from the kids. And the kids are sometimes the best teachers, So that is again a learning for project management that comes in communication, not just the aspect of the fact that it has become faster, but it's become difficult in terms of interpretation and how you would react to that. That brings us to the next session, and I would like to introduce now Mr. Girish Kelkar. Girish Kelkar is an entrepreneur and a senior management professional with over 36 years of experience in manufacturing, consulting services and IT projects, software product development. He is the president of PMI Pune Deccan India chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Girish Kelkar.
A question, what went wrong since morning? So I think nobody has told stories. So that is what is not desirable, We can't look all that serious when we are professional managers, So let me start with the story. When I went to my management institute, first day I was given some definition of what is the difference between worker, supervisor, staff member and a manager. And I decided I should never become a manager myself in my entire career, So the definition goes like this. Worker is the one who works and understands what he is doing. Then he is a worker. Staff member is the person who works and somebody else understands what he is doing. Then he is a staff member. Supervisor is the one who works and thinks that he understands. Then he is a supervisor. And manager is the one who thinks that he works and thinks that he understands.